Welcome to Slow Home. Too many people live in badly designed houses, and we want to change that.
This is day 100 of the Slow Home Project, and we need you to join us in our quest to evaluate the design quality of houses in 9 North American cities in 9 months. This week we are analyzing townhomes in Denver, and today we are going to be doing an in-detail review of the bedroom question on the Slow Home test.
So bedrooms are interesting to have a look at in townhomes and also in all the different types. And the thing that makes a good bedroom from the Slow Home test, as you'll remember, is it has to have good natural light and ventilation, has to have a good and functional closet, and it has to be appropriately sized to fit a bed without restricting circulation.
That's
and you'd
right.
be surprised how many bedrooms you come across that have no windows, terrible closets, and you can't even fit a bed in them.
No, that's true. And townhomes, I think, it's a good type of house to look at bedrooms because of that constriction in the width. We don't see a lot of internal bedrooms. We see some small ones.
You get the narrow ones because they try to put 2 on the front of the unit,
Exactly.
and that happens all the time.
That's
So-
actually a good place to start.
Okay.
I'm the one that's going to be leading the charge on this in detail, and looking forward to everybody's comments. So I wanted to talk about size, shape, proportion, and storage. Those are the sort of 4 sort of big things. And looking at this one, starting out with size, it's exactly what you brought up, that a townhouse usually has a very narrow width, and trying to get 2 bedrooms on across that width usually doesn't work. Look at this, is less than 10 feet in width, and it just isn't
So
really
10
working.
feet is kind of that minimum dimension
I
that you
think
need
so.
for a bedroom,
Yeah,
right?
I think so. And it's made even worse because not only do you have that, but then you've got this problem of circulation because you've got to be able to get into those 2 bedrooms in your
Right.
So then you have a 45-degree angle to come in, and what that does is it actually makes this room smaller.
Right.
And by coming in here, you can't. It starts to situate where the bed's going to go, and there's going to be a conflict there
Right.
rather than coming into the room like that. This is a much better configuration on the side so that you can have a decent sized bedroom across and then some other configuration. And as we'll see
Right.
as we look through these examples, there's either a stair or there's closets or there's a bathroom or something on that side. Much, much better, which gives us the good example, which is this one.
Right.
Here we've got 1 bedroom, which is the biggest bedroom, and we've got a kind of open space down to the lower level. And here we've got the bathroom on the side. But it's a question of it not being equal. There's a
Right.
smaller one and a larger proportion across that.
Right, right. And so basically, like, this is giving up 1 bedroom in the townhouse rather than trying to jam.
Well, I don't
2
know that
in.
it's so much as giving it up, is recognizing that it's very difficult to have
Right.
2, and I think you have to be careful. You can maybe put another one on a different level or something,
Right.
something like that. The other thing that's important is just notice how now the circulation is clear, so that when you come into the room, you're coming in a normal way, either along this side or down through that way. You're not coming in at a diagonal onto the corner of the bed.
Right.
Of course, you can take that to an excess, and so here now we've got 2 master bedrooms which go across the whole width. But of
Right.
course, there's not enough room to be able to have it go across without bumping something into that, and so you start to get these odd-shaped spaces.
Jiggy jogs.
Yeah. Well, okay, if you want to be
That's the
technical
technical
about it. Is that the
term for it.
technical? I didn't
Jiggy
realize
jogs.
that. Jiggy jogs. All right. Well, remember that, everybody. Jiggy jogs. What I do think is nice about this, just as a quick note, is how that circulation, as you come in, you can go into either the closet or the bathroom and not worry about the rest
Right,
of the
so
space.
the hotel room example.
But
right.
you do get this kind of awkward shape, which takes us to the second point, which is awkward shapes. And here we've got a really good example of an awkward shape, that diagonal wall there,
Right.
in order to be able to fit a fireplace and the door into the bathroom, really reduces the effective use of that space.
Right.
The area that you've got to work with is much, much tighter. And so
Right.
although it looks bigger in terms of dimensions don't mean much if it's not a rectangular room.
Right.
And you've got just wasted space. And again, there's a sort of circulation pattern that comes when you're at the diagonal
Right.
that conflicts the rest
Right.
of the space. Another thing that happens when you've got an irregular shape is multiple focus. So this is better, but notice there's the fireplace over here. There's a window out to the deck. There's the door here. There's the bathroom there. There's windows there. Obviously
Every single
you're gonna
wall
put
is used up with something.
That's right, and you're going to put the bed there. But then
Yeah.
you've got some confusion about which way do you face the furniture. What actually are you looking at? It's not really all that functional. It doesn't really work all that well. So you've got. In this is an example of proportion. This lower master bedroom is a nice proportion. It's not too long, but it's shallow enough that when you're in bed, you can have a TV there, or you
Right.
can have some other kind of focal point there's enough space to have a sitting area there where you need it. You're
Yeah.
not too close to the bed with the door.
Yeah.
And notice the circulation into the bathroom is at the top.
Right.
Works really, really well.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, same project, different proportion. Notice how it's got the same circulation that way.
Yeah.
But because now it's proportioned differently and organized differently, now it's tight when you come into that closet.
Right,
that
right
way.
up against the bed.
That's right. And you've got space there, but that's not really very functional. I'm not going to put
No.
a chair there. It's just extra space.
And it's far from the TV.
And if you're, if you need glasses like me to watch TV, then you're just farther away. And
Right.
it's just not very nice.
Right.
Just before I leave this example, I want to talk about this closet up in this top. This is a good example of a closet. Notice how that closet is there. There's the door. You walk in, and the door, it feels like it's embedded in the wall.
Right.
It's
So it
kind of
bump
disappeared.
into the room.
Now we look at closets. That's not always the case. In fact, a lot of bedrooms have bad closets, whether they're masters or regular bedrooms. Here, look at how this closet is just kind of, looks like it's just jammed into the corner.
Right.
And it creates some wasted space over there, and it's just awkward.
Right.
And not particularly nice. Even worse is when the closet sits in the corner of the room and you enter against that. I
Right.
hate that. I think that's
Right.
really unfortunate. It makes the room feel tight right at the very beginning.
Right.
And of course, then we've got one that's even worse here, where you come in and you've got a walk-in closet, so you've actually now got a little hallway, which I think
Right.
is really unfortunate. The best kind of closet situation is to embed things in between the walls, and this is the classic configuration here, is to put closets side by side, one facing one way, one facing the
Right.
other way. You've got a very, very efficient and effective storage solution, and you also have a natural sound barrier in between the two bedrooms.
That is nice.
So that's my sense of what to think about in bedrooms, particularly in townhouses. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make your comments about what you think is important with bedrooms in townhouses or any other space. If you disagree with something I've said, or if you think something needs to be augmented. And we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.